Hello again and welcome back to our topic. We're talking about the importance of living in the present. Joining me in the studio is John Kuypers. Now, John, a lot of people are faced with this situation. Oh my goodness, I have Hitler for a boss.
Right.
And Hitlerette or Hitler for a spouse.
Right.
What do you do in situations like this? I mean, you want to be your authentic self, but let's face it, and I'm going to give you a scenario. You're at work.
Yes.
Your boss is a bully. And this is a worst case scenario. Not everybody will relate to exactly what I'm saying, but you may relate to bits and pieces of it. Your boss is virtually a terrorist in telling you, you get this done my way, you get this done, always putting you down. And if you're always being put down, first of all, it's a form of psychological abuse. And if there's one thing about psychological abuse, you're just simply not allowed to be yourself.
Yes.
You are deprived of being yourself. Right. How will this fit with living in the present and being your authentic self without massive potential for loss in these particular areas?
You just
I hit the nail on the head in a funny way.
You nailed it on the head, because the reality is that you have to be able to willingly consider large consequences. If you can't do that, if you get caught in a dilemma, well, I want nothing to change. You get caught in a dilemma, I want the sun to shine, but I want it to be nighttime. It's impossible. In order to be true to yourself, there are times when you must take a stand and risk the possibility of the consequence occurring. So it would be to say to your boss, that tone of voice or that behavior or that request doesn't work for me. Now, of course, if you can do that, if you're truly present, you're going to deliver it in an authentic, genuine, non-attacking kind of way.
But this is an emphasis. This is an emphasis coming from you, the way you do it. How much of this plays in? Because there are people that they just simply don't have the tact by nature, and they don't have the training where they just,
but they can
how
learn.
do I deliver this?
They can learn.
So they should position themselves to learn, to expand in their knowledge on how they're going to liberate themselves. Yes.
Exactly. The purpose of the book is to give people practical tools to deal with issues that they need to face, that they've been avoiding, procrastinating, sweeping under the carpet, and so on, and to do it in a way that's genuine and authentic. In other words, it's not a punch. In the 4th chapter of the book, I talk about punch, counter punch. What happens is people gather the resentments. The boss, whoever it is, the wife, the husband, has been oppressing me for years. Now I have this bag full of resentments that are building up, and then comes the moment where if I lift the lid on that, it's going to be this explosion.
Yes.
And they're going to just give them back everything that can't come back at them, and of course that's going to wreak havoc.
Right.
So you have to get rid of all that history and that baggage and that resentment, because that's the past. And you have to come to the present, which is to say, well, this is the way it is now. What's important for me to do now? So that might well be to have this frank, honest conversation that says, what you're doing isn't working for me. I'd like you to stop.
We're almost out of time, believe it or not. Is it worth sometimes the big risk in life, even with all the responsibilities, to sometimes close that door and perhaps have faith, whatever you might believe in, kick in to move to the next level?
Is it worth it to take
to
that
can
action?
It sometimes. If you have somebody that just will not work with you,
to
throw in the towel for joblets, for example.
Without question it is. It is definitely worth it. And should it be done hastily and all that? Of course not. One of the greatest benefits of living in the present is that you can make important life decisions with confidence. You know it's right for you, and you are trusting that whatever happens, you'll never regret it.
Great guidelines, John. Remember, www.presentliving.com. John, thank you so much for joining me.